Which camera am I looking at? Is it that one? Okay, it's that one. All right. Welcome back to the Serve It Up podcast. I know it's been a minute. Life been lifing, but we back. We about to have some fun. I got some great people in the building. I'm gonna start right here to my left. I'm gonna let everybody introduce themselves. You know.
Hi, I'm Bree. You can follow me at Pink Dinero on Instagram. And yeah, that's all I gotta say.
Yeah, he just light introduction.
Yeah.
It's your first podcast, right? Okay, yeah,
Oh,
it's
me
first.
too. First physical, like I started my own podcast, but it was
It's
just
hard.
voices.
It's hard. It's stressful. Okay, we.
Hi, my name is Shanti. You can follow me at 2cute to care right now. So that's two as in the number two. Cute, CUTE, two, number two, care, CARE_RN.
All right, all right. Let me go to this young lady right here.
Oh, I'm just mom.
Mom.
That's my
Just
Miss
mom.
Tina.
Hey, Bree.
That's my Miss Tina.
Yeah, so
I know her.
y'all don't have to follow me. You just follow Shanti. I'm just helping her out with her career, helping her to get the networking that she needs and make sure that all her contracts and everything is a-okay with me, first of all, and to make sure it benefits her. So
Firstly, I want to say thank you for coming through.
thank
And
you.
it's refreshing whenever I see a parent be that supportive. And thirdly, I thought you was her sister or something. And we just get that
You're
out
not
the
gonna
way.
tell my age, but I'm
Because
just
I was looking, I was like,
saying.
is that a friend or something? But she mentioned that to me, and it blanked my mind.
Yeah, and I told her, I said, make sure you ask him to ask if you can do a +1. This is also my first time being on a podcast, so
Okay.
I just thought it was a good idea to make sure I support her, because she's never done something like this. So I just want to make sure I'm there in case she forgets some important things. So
Okay.
yeah,
Well, thank you. Welcome in. And feel
thank you.
free to chime in at any time.
Okay.
All right.
Tatiana the Goddess, Tatiana.the.goddess on Instagram. I'm a talent manager, distribution extraordinaire, artist development, County Road Kegs manager, 717 management is my business. And yeah, we're going up from there.
You run a good business. I see you've been putting in the work.
Thank you. I appreciate
It
that.
doesn't go unnoticed. All righty.
Hey, Chim Chan is the biggest pickle in the jar, County Road. You know what I'm saying? I'm here, man, with my boy, man, Pink Silk. You know what I'm saying? The Foster, the Junior.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, we in here
It's always fun to have you here.
every time.
Okay.
Listen,
We only gonna get somewhat tipsy this time, though.
I'm taking it easy this time.
Okay.
I promise.
Okay. So yeah, like what I get a lot of people always say, what's the topics? The topics like I really don't be wanting to disclose the topics all the time, but I just like current events. First of all, I want to ask is everybody how you doing mentally? Everybody doing mental well being okay? I don't think people ask that enough.
They don't.
They don't, especially when you're modeling. That's very, very important to keep your mental health in contact. So that's what I've been working on, and I've been perfectly fine. It's a struggle though in the modeling community because you have to have a certain image and demeanor, and even though they say it's not a competition, it feels like that. So you have to be able to be mentally stable in that field, in that environment. So I've been good with mine.
Okay, that's good. That's good. It sounds
Yeah.
like you pretty self aware of the situation and all of the variables at play.
Very, very.
Okay.
Studying is so important. That's what I've
Gotta
done.
stay focused.
Yeah. Where
Yeah. Where you at? You good mentally?
I'm living life. I've had a couple of things happen recently, so I'm kind of still at like a rocky place, but I'm coming out of it as I always do
Yeah.
because I'm walking with God. I'm giving everything to God right now. So, yeah, I'm good.
Yeah. Sometimes you gotta walk by faith and not by sight.
Yeah.
Yep.
And sometimes it ain't in our control. But you make Rocky look good, okay? Shout out to you. Mom, how you doing? Mentally. Mentally.
I think mentally I'm sound and stable. I think, like she said, that's very important, especially if you are trying to help someone else. You definitely have to be stable and have to be focused because they're dependent on you and, what you have to offer. So, yeah, we have our rocky times too. We go through our things too. But, as mom, like we do, we get up and make it happen. That's just what parents do. So
Man, you
I
got
mean,
such
but
good energy,
yeah.
man.
It's my momager.
You want to be a guru? You want to be like an emotional guru or something? Like, you might can make some money.
I thought about something like that because the things that I've learned within the last couple of years,
Mhm.
I think is very beneficial, especially for her, as well as myself. Myself, since I have to go first, then I have to make sure that I'm stable.
Mm.
So I teach her the things that I've learned, and I think it's paying off. So yeah, I mean, who knows? Anybody need any tips or anything? I can give y'all some tips on.
Okay,
How to,
that's good. That's good. I'm going to keep that one in the back pocket just in case.
yeah.
Tatiana, I know you doing all right, right?
Yeah, I mean, life be lifing, but I mean, I manifest, I use my ancestors, I pray, and I get through it. I mean,
Do
you
you
gotta
do like
keep
the,
a positive mindset.
Do
Yeah.
you do like the,
Absolutely.
because I knew a girl once, like, she'll do offerings for the ancestors. Like, you
Oh
do
yeah, I
that
do
too?
offerings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She got mad at me one time because I was like, man, she said something about the ancestors, and I was just being a man at the time. I was like, man, don't act like your ancestors wasn't getting it in. Don't act like that, you know?
I mean, everybody's human, so
Yeah, but she was like, that's disrespectful. I said, how you know? They could be enjoying whatever. You know what I mean?
that's real. That's real.
Kid, you good mentally?
Yeah, man. I've been praying a lot more. I ain't gonna lie.
Mhm.
You know, sometimes we feel like when things is going to a certain degree, we feel like we be the ones in control.
Mhm.
And I've been recently just gave a little, a wake up call, like, hey, brother, you know what I'm saying? You ain't the one pulling the strings. So I'm just blessed, man. I'm praying a lot more, and we working a lot harder. So I'm just
mean,
blessed to be here, man.
That's good.
Yeah.
I mean, just from the reactions, like everybody, we in weird times. Like, this one of the most weirdest times
Yeah.
to be in right now, and everybody going crazy with the election. I mean, it'd be crazy for me because it's like people really don't get political until the internet tell them to get political.
Correct.
Mhm.
And then everybody got opinion, then everybody digging up stuff. But
Oh.
prior to that, they couldn't even tell you who was running locally, where they from. So it's really frustrating to see people going back and forth, Kamala Trump. I don't trust none of them. You ain't old enough to vote yet, are you?
I am.
Oh.
I am.
How old you got to be? Like 18, right?
What is that supposed to mean? I look like a child.
No, but I remember at the music video, you
I was young.
yeah, you was the youngest one.
That's how it usually is. I don't know.
But you carry yourself well. We wasn't able to tell. But
Mhm.
yeah, what you think about politics, being
Like,
allegedly the youngest person here?
Like it. Like I said, well, like you said, I don't really trust any of them. Like, they're just two wings on the same bird. Like, they're all going to the same goal.
Mhm.
It
Because
doesn't matter.
People was like quick to
Yeah,
put up
like
the memes like
Trump
I'm
is
with
just
her.
as bad as Kamala.
Yeah.
What was his name? Our current president,
Biden.
Biden. I'm about to say
Biden.
Ben too.
Yeah.
Biden. He's old. Like, literally, he's falling off of planes and stuff. Y'all expect this man to run a whole country? Like, it's a joke.
Yeah.
It's all a joke.
I really think, like, honestly, I tell people that if you vote for either side, we're gonna lose rights. If you vote for the Democrats, then you go see what happened at the Olympics, where you got a man beating a woman in boxing, and she get hit so hard she can't even do it. And that girl worked her whole life and trained and got to the Olympics just to get beat up by a dude that's just like, nah, I'm a woman now.
Mhm.
So that's the Democrat kind of pushing that. But then you got the Republicans that want to give police officers federal immunity. So they'll just be able to kill us and get away with it. And when I say us, I ain't talking about just black folks. Like any innocent, poor, because it's a power thing with the police too. It ain't just about the race. It's about the power. You see the group of black police that beat the guy to death. What was his name? Was it Tyree Nichols or something like that?
George.
No, that's not.
No, you talking about the
this
dude
was
in Memphis.
recently.
Oh,
Yeah, the dude in Memphis.
Yeah.
Was it? I could have the name wrong, sorry, because there always be stuff like this going on. But them are black officers. So a lot of this stuff is systemic. So you do that, then they go take away people's right to abortion within a reasonable amount of time. So it's like no matter who you vote for, like we go lose rights.
Mhm.
Because
Yeah.
they say this is a democracy, but when you say the Pledge of Allegiance, you say to the republic
Mhm.
in which it stands. So it's not a democracy. popular vote never won nothing.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy. But what do you think about the politics as a whole?
I try not to, just like you said, I try not to dive too deep into what they're claiming that they want to help with and this and that, because like we say, we know you're going towards it's the same end goal. It has nothing to do with us as the people. It has nothing to do with us having what's rightfully ours. It has nothing to do with empowering us. It's about their power. It's about their money, and it's about how they want to run things. So with me, watching, it's just like I don't dive too much into that side, because to me, for us, our people, we need to look at where we come from, who we are, and what our purpose is. Now, they could play their politics game how they want to play it. It doesn't matter. When you are spiritually aligned and you're focused on your purpose, then you're going to make changes that they don't see coming. So you can play it all you want over here trying to play chess and not checkers. But if I'm aligned over here and I know what I'm talking about when I'm talking spiritually, then your game is going to fail anyway.
That makes sense. What you think, Tatiana?
Oh, I think it's a movie.
It is a movie.
Yeah,
For sure, it was a movie.
From him getting shot in the ear.
Oh yeah.
To a couple
him
of
getting
days.
elected the first time.
Like, exactly. So everything is a movie, from even the background of Camilla, all her old pictures coming out of her being with old Hollywood stars and stuff. Like,
because they're all connected.
Exactly. So
they never
and
meet
where's
each
she
other.
been at the last 4 years anyway? I don't remember seeing her ever since she got in office.
she's never been to anything publicly.
I've never
Exactly.
seen her.
They all know each
seriously,
other.
I've never seen her.
Behind the scenes,
Until
they have
now.
a whole different world that they're living in, and we just see what they put out on social
What they
media,
want us to
put
see.
on the news, everything else. They live a whole completely different life,
Mm-hmm.
and they all know each other.
So it brings me to this question. It's a good question. I'm gonna ask Kid because I want your opinion. Is it wrong to sleep your way to the top? Because they've been trying to slut shame Kamala and be like, well, she was a hoe and this and that. Is it wrong? I know some people would deem it to be morally wrong, but would you sleep your way to the top?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. There you go.
Solid answer.
All the way. All the way.
Hey, I appreciate the realness. Ladies, what y'all think? Whoever want to go first, do y'all think it's wrong to sleep your way to the top?
I mean,
don't wanna look
it's
at
not.
nobody in particular. That's why I'm just like.
It's not wrong, but it's wrong for me because I was raised differently.
Right.
So it goes
If I
against
want to
your
do
morals.
something, I'm gonna work hard for it, so I can say that I got it by myself.
Right.
But what if you worked hard for everything and you just at this last little stage?
Well,
and you
then
just
if I'm
like,
at that last little stage and it doesn't fall through, then it's not meant for me.
Right.
I
I don't
respect
work
it.
so hard
That's
for
respectable.
something that's not meant for me.
That's
so I need to-
respectable.
Mm-hmm.
Go somewhere else. If it resorts to that,
Mm-hmm.
then it's not meant for me. Because I know I don't like to, for me, I don't like to do that. So
I've been taking them hoes for the team. Taking one for the team. Been taking one for the team for a long time. So, if I'm going to take one for the team, it has to be beneficial. So if it's, yeah, for sure.
I don't know.
I'm sorry I'm on the other side of the table, y'all.
Yeah, hey man, it's cool. We don't judge here. We don't judge it yet because that's what it comes to, like, okay, who the worst, who did this, who did that with the presidential thing. Honestly, I don't care.
It's how bad do you want it?
Well, they've all done it. So it's not like it's anything new or surprising. Whether you go back 1,000 years or you go back the last 2
Mhm.
years, they've all done it. But the
Mhm.
difference is they don't call it that. It's just putting yourself in position. So you had your thousands of years ago, you had your concubines who was preparing themselves to be the wife of the king. So they had to get in position if they wanted that spot to sit as the queen, to sit next to him. So it's not too different. It's just the fact that the people that sleep their way to the top nowadays don't have any influence that's going to benefit everybody else when they get into position. They're just there because they want to be there. They want to look cute. they want to look powerful, but they're really not changing anything. So I think if you put it in perspective of what position are you playing, because you can marry or you can be with a billionaire. If he's giving you influence, what are you doing with it? Versus, I just want to go get surgery and spend money and buy handbags. You're not influencing anything, so what was your purpose? You know what I mean?
That makes sense. It's like you didn't really even have a plan.
Exactly. You're just there to be there. So then we start shaming you for it because you haven't done anything. You're just there. You know, you got a position for no reason.
I only shame people when they lie.
That too.
Like the whole the whole Meg Thee Stallion thing, it wasn't never because whatever happened. It's because you lied. Like, and people who know people who lied when she did the interview, you just like, she lied. She definitely lied.
When she said that he stood up in the car over the window and said, "Dance, bitch," it was in a whole different interview.
Right.
That sealed it. I was like,
He's like,
it's too much of a script. Like, this is weird.
That sounded like a BET movie.
Exactly. Like, Tyler Perry's
Tyler
behind
Perry.
the script.
Yeah.
Like,
Dance, bitch.
exactly. Like, are you going to sit here and tell me that you're going to sit here and not bust out laughing? Like, what you mean, dance, bitch? And you as short as Tory is.
Right.
This man is already
Now, he a little aggressive dude, so I could see
So-
him saying it, but it just,
not in that context.
when
like,
the Bodyguard transcript came out recently, it was what I been thought happened. Meg and Kelsey got the fighting. Kelsey got the gun. Tori tried to get the gun from her. And because remember, the guy who saw it on the balcony, he was like, it was going around sporadic. So that would explain him trying to get the gun from her. I think Meg was really too drunk to even, remember everything as it went. But it's crazy that,
but to go into interviews.
I mean, he in jail for that.
But to go into interviews though and say this about
It's a tough
this person,
world.
Yeah.
That's so unfair.
Yeah, it's
and
crazy.
unfortunate.
If he better than me, I would have got on the stand and been like,
like,
"Look, this
hey."
is exactly what happened. Look, I smashing her. I did some sucker stuff. I wasn't supposed to say nothing. I didn't keep it real. I blew up the spot. They got to fighting. I tried to save somebody's life. You know what I'm saying? But it's crazy. Like, but that's the perception now. It's like you go, even if Meg was telling the truth, because you lied, it's just as Smollett stuff. It's like, bro, like you can say 1,000,000 times you innocent. We don't believe you.
Right.
So just make a good movie
Right.
or a
Just
TV
do
show or something.
good,
Like,
right?
so we can have some fun here. All right, that's cool. Are you married?
No. I'm
Have
not
you ever
married.
been married?
No. I've been engaged, but I'm not married. Never been married.
Okay. You feel like it's not for you, or you just feel like it wasn't the right timing? Or I'm just curious to know because I like to seek wisdom because we in a world where the dating world kind of crazy
I
out here. It's
know.
very hostile.
I know it's hostile. It's no direction, and no real role models to show what it's supposed to be like. But for me, I do want to be married. That is something I've always wanted. But I didn't look at that when I was in my early 20s. I was focused on my career. So I wanted to go to school and all, college and everything. So, and we're not from Texas. I wasn't born and raised in Texas. So I moved down here when Shanti was just 3 years old. So she's a Texan.
Where you from originally?
I'm from Toledo, Ohio.
Okay, yeah, I'm from Mississippi.
Okay. My people's from Mississippi.
Everybody got family in Mississippi, bro.
Yes. And
But
they
everybody-
moved up north. That's
But
how.
everybody always disrespect Mississippi. They like, what y'all got dirt roads still? Y'all be smashing y'all
Listen.
cousins and
No,
I was like, bro,
not
I'm pretty sure
Mississippi.
there's people in Seattle doing
The
it.
tribe was just big. It's the tribe. We got a big tribe. I'm sorry to butt in, but this is my topic. This is what I'm from Nacogdoches. It's the oldest town in Texas.
Okay.
When the French and the Spanish write about us, we was there when they showed up. So
Okay.
what I'm saying is we just a big old family. It's just a big old Natchez family. It's just a family that we done spread all out.
And
Yeah,
that's
you gotta
native,
be
isn't it?
careful.
Yeah, I'm letting you know right now. I'm coming out with a shirt. I need everybody to buy it. It's gonna say I'm not African.
I know that's right.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm not, man. I dated an African, and I'm telling you, I couldn't even go to her graduation because
Yeah,
her
I'm-
daddy was
I'm
not
not
with it.
African. I'm an indigenous Indian of America. My grandparents and their grandparents and their grandparents and their grandparents cultivated and worked the land. We still there to this day. It's called Pine Flat, Texas. We don't even got a road name. It's a number, but we still there.
Okay.
And everywhere you look and you see yourself, that's it.
Yeah, that's how Foster Mound is too. But I ain't gonna say I ain't nothing. Yeah, we go wait to see what they say about reparations.
I know.
If that's the case, a lot of us they owe twice. They'll never admit to that.
Yeah, for
Because
sure.
a
That's
lot
the
of
whole.
us,
Sorry about that, love.
oh,
Go ahead.
but that's the whole thing is majority of us, we are Native. They gonna tell us that we not because of their way of saying whether you Negro or you Native, which they separated us from being Native, in the 1700s when they started the census. But some of us do have some African in us that came over from the west coast of Africa, not even just the west coast, but also center Africa all the way to East Africa. So some of us, you owe us twice. You stole us from that land. We got over here and we saw what looked like us and we mingled together. We still red people and you owe us here too. So that's going to be a whole nother topic and another conversation. So
Yeah, but what I hate about the reparation topic is they always painted like, oh, y'all asking for handouts, but I'm like, it wasn't handouts
No, it
when the
wasn't.
Jews needed it. It wasn't handouts when the Native Americans needed it, or the slave owners got it for losing. They say, I was like,
Okay.
how were they not asking for handouts, but we asking for handouts? Because a lot of people say you can't prove it. I can. That's why I told them I'm waiting
that's
because
what I'm saying. Like, yes, you
I can prove it. Like, yeah.
I'm not going to say where you can go to find those records of your ancestors before the first census in 1790, but you best believe they in there, and it's going to say that your people were Native, and it's going to tell you what tribe they were from. It's some digging, but it's there because they ain't burn all of it up when all these so-called fires happen in the South and all these other things happen. See, I'm not going to go there. I'm not going to go there, but
That's
I'm
a
just
whole
saying,
deeper
I love
topic.
learning about things like this. I think it's important for each one of us to know where we come from and who we are and to be proud of that, That's very important. If you don't know who you are, how you going to tell other people what you going to do? You really can't.
I run into that a lot whenever I'm having debates with people about the Confederate flag and heritage and this and that. And it's cool if you want to say, look, this is part of my family. It's important. This Confederate flag. I'm like, cool. Well, who in your family was in the Confederate Army?
Right.
They don't know.
Exactly.
I say, well, what about the other two variations of the flag? Oh, you didn't know it was other two. How do I know your history more than you know your history?
Right.
Like I was arguing with an older white guy one time, and I was like, it's been things systematically put in place to stop us. And he was like, what? I was like the Jim Crow. And he was
Right.
like, what's Jim Crow? And this guy like 60-something. He don't know what Jim Crow
it is. Yeah, he do.
So a lot of people, they don't even know the history, so you shouldn't even be trying to argue with somebody.
That's right.
And they don't know their own history.
That's right.
So it makes it even worse. It's like, well, you fighting and going so hard for this, and you don't even know. So I was like, yeah, y'all just flogging.
You
But
gotta
I tell
leave
them
it over there.
it stands for hate, though.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to look at it. Because like I was having a discussion about the national anthem. I was like, yeah, the dude was racist. And the guy was like, well, most people back then, that was white, back then was racist. I was like, but what if they was a rapist? Would you still sing the national anthem if the national anthem was written by a rapist?
Yes.
I don't think they would.
I think they would because
I'm
going to stop.
Go ahead. Say it. This the
I'ma
podcast
stop.
where you can say it. You can say it.
They're still in the Catholic Church.
That's another point I made to him.
Clock it.
I made the point that
Hey,
it has been proven.
it's beyond proven.
Yeah, they on some more stuff.
Right. So
Yeah.
they'll celebrate and they'll sing to a rapist. They'll sing to a pedophile. They'll sing to, anything that hates women, anything that hates a black man and the black race. It don't matter. It's just the simple fact, like you said, if they truly can't understand what it is, where they come from, their history,
Mm-hmm.
ain't no sense in arguing with them.
That's a fact.
They're never going to see and understand what you're saying. It's like talking to a 5-year-old about calculus. He don't
Shit,
know
you could
what
try
you're
to talk to-
talking about.
You can try to talk to me about calculus. I'm like,
Listen, exactly.
I avoid it, man.
We got grown people.
Yeah.
You try to talk to them about certain things, they gonna argue you down, not because they just want to be stuck in that ignorance. They just don't know no better. So it's just best if they don't know no better, then let them just stay there.
Yeah. This is a heavy topic. I ain't gonna lie. It got me in my head. I gotta switch to something that's lighter and less sensitive.
Right.
So what y'all think about Diddy? Tatiana, I want to hear more from you.
About Diddy,
Yeah, what you think?
they've been doing the same things. The Osteen Island, I don't know how you say his name or whatever, where they go
Epstein.
Epstein Island and everything. Like, they've been doing that. They've been eating babies. They've been drinking blood.
You
They've
think they
been,
be?
Yeah.
You think
They do.
yeah.
They do.
They do that? Wait, hold on. Now, I
It
thought
was-
that was just a conspiracy
a-
theory there.
There was a theory that they put baby's blood in the one of the COVID vaccines.
No, see, I ain't take the vaccine.
I didn't either.
Oh,
Me
okay.
either.
But they
So-
where do all these kidnapped babies go? Where do all the kids in foster cares go?
I don't know if y'all familiar with the black market,
Jails.
but
Everything. They get sold.
yeah.
Everybody in Hollywood, they're doing the same thing.
Exactly.
What's crazy is that like all of the questions and the conspiracies for everything it's all on the dark web.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you
You
just
know what I'm
gotta know
saying?
where
You
to go.
just gotta know what to look for and where to go. Like
And what rabbit holes are worth
DCC
going
cameras
down.
in here.
Hmm?
You could tap into these.
Yeah, the cameras. Yeah, you
Yeah,
tap
you
into
can
the
go on
camera.
Google right now and watch what we doing.
if you
Yeah.
if you could, clear the access.
If that
and-
access is allowed. So
You're watched 24/7.
yeah, I mean, but all the conspiracy stuff, like all the stuff that's spookism and all that,
Yeah.
if you really want to know, just go on the dark web, spend a little money, they'll send it to you in a file.
No, that's why they trying to get rid of TikTok.
Yeah, because
The
it's TikTok
TikTok-
stuff faster.
Like, cause I remember the videos of the bombs going off in the building before the planes hit the building. Like I remember the
I seen it.
Barry Jennings, the black dude that was like, this happened, and it's like once Trump said voter fraud, they was like, this is our chance. Let's wipe anything conspiratorial. We go put disclaimers and we go shadow ban it.
Loose
So
change.
now they know that TikTok don't do that at all. Like they
Right.
putting up the footage of them faking the moon landing, all type of
Yeah.
stuff. So they trying to say it's a security risk, which arguably it could be.
Mm-hmm.
But we know the real reason they want to suppress the truth, and they gonna say you crazy. Cause think about it. Back in the day, people was like, "I saw a UFO," and you, my wife, you like, "You crazy, bro? It ain't no UFOs." And you telling people it's a big thing, and they like, "Nah." Then you lose your wife, you lose your job, your friends ridicule you, only for the government to come back 20, 30 years later and be like, "Oh nah, UFOs, it was real."
Right.
And ain't nobody
Right.
said sorry. Nobody was like, "Hey, yo,
Like, oops.
I know we ruined your life." Or like when they gave all of the black men syphilis
Mm-hmm.
and left them untreated. Think about how many divorces happen because you
I
think
saw
that your
that.
husband cheating.
Mm-hmm.
And people like, "Nah, it's a conspiracy." And then the government come out like, "Yeah, we did
It was a
that."
They
project.
did that in
but
Guatemala too.
MK Ultra, the
Mhm.
Battle of Tonkin.
Mhm.
They done lied about everything. So I don't,
Mhm.
so I'm okay with people having pride for the country, but I be like, some of y'all just got a little too much pride. It's like sympathizing with the abuser to a
Right.
degree. So
Stockholm syndrome.
yeah, that's what it's called.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Shout out to education. You gotta retain the
I know that's
information.
right.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
I ain't gonna
trauma's real though.
Yeah.
Trauma's real. Trauma is embedded in our DNA. It's something that we can't get rid of. So some things that we question or we go against, or it's just a part of you, unfortunately, because of the trauma. If these folks would tell you the truth,
Yeah, but at some point you gotta choose like not to have the victim mentality though. Like
sometimes you don't got a choice, bro.
I mean, a lot of stuff I didn't have a choice that I was a victim of, but it's like either I'm gonna let that define me or either I'm gonna try to defy the odds.
But
Everybody ain't strong, but
that's
you know,
the thing.
yeah.
Everybody not strong enough in the mind. It's a mind.
Mhm.
My mama used to tell me that all the time. It's a mind thing.
Like
Everything a mind thing, baby.
statistically, because my mother raised me as a single parent, I'm supposed to be in jail or messed up or a felon. I'm not.
Right.
I'm the exception to the rule if the statistics and percentages is right. But I do understand that a lot of people don't really have the mind to think past where they grew up, what they see. You think about like people hate Donald Trump because they think he racist, but they don't hate the crack dealer that sold their auntie crack. They look up to the crack dealer.
It ain't even the crack. You know how many aunties and uncles done died off this fent?
Mm.
Yeah, babies.
Trust
you know how
me.
many babies done
Trust
died.
me, the streets would love to go back to the crack era.
I would love for them to before the fentanyl era
Yeah,
because
that's what that.
I heard a
the streets
baby.
is begging for. They begging for clean dope. But we in an era, in a time right now where America's legalizing everything. People, everything is becoming legal, from sex to drugs. But for one, America doesn't produce none of this shit. So with them legalizing everything, and how are these other countries gonna get this shit in here when it's all being replicated chemically? Because, it's like the bud. Ain't nobody smoking no real bud right now. Everybody smoking THCA.
Yeah.
That's
most
why
of the
everybody.
people.
That's why you see all the rappers can say, "Hey, tap in with these people, plug them. They got the highs to the low. We can get it to your doorstep." Okay, well, if you can send bud through the mail, and the mail service is gonna send it to my door, and the feds and the laws ain't involved, that's a whole different chemical compound. It's just matched to look like certain things. That's where we've gotten so far. Like, people be worried about all this other shit. Us as humans have gotten so far chemically, scientifically, to match different shit to make. That's how we get medicine. All the medicine comes from nature. Your pain medicine comes from nature. It's
That's
just
what the
chemically
kratom.
replicated.
That's
exactly.
that's why they got kratom and stuff
Exactly.
like that.
So, in this day and time, my advice to everybody is get in where you fit in. Don't worry about the judgmental shit, and don't worry about what people say. If it benefits you and yours, take advantage of it. Because we don't know what's real and what's fake. We don't know what's the truth and what's not.
Well, I hope them pickles you got over there organic, my G. I hope that's farm to table, my
God
G.
damn it. Look, check this out. It's a double seal on them, just like the drink. So you make the decision for yourself. You know what I'm saying? We popping seals over here.
All right, yeah. Quick
Yeah, it's-
commercial break, man. Promote real quick.
Damn, this nigga put me on the spot. Hey, man, what's going on? It's the biggest pickle in the jar, County Road Keg, man. If you want some of these strawberry kiwi pickles, man, tap in with Mr. Frickle Pickle, the famous Frickle Pickle. You can get them online. It's a QR code on the jar. But guess what? We're going to give them to Pink Foster. He going to tap you in. He going to plug you in to wherever you need to go. But yes, County Road Keg, strawberry kiwi pickles. All you need is some chamoy and some tahini, and they off the chain.
Ah, the tahini.
Oh, yeah, man. Like I said, I told you, Mexican-American.
So are they sweet or do they just got the, like, you know what I mean?
I mean, you paying for time. You want to try them on camera?
Oh, no.
Okay, then. But yeah, they sweet there. But like I said, I'm gonna give you say you're gonna bless your daughter with them, so I'll let you get the review from your daughter, and
Yeah.
she'll tell you. But yes, sir.
No, I might get her to do a little commercial and we go send the video to you.
From a street perspective, everybody told me they straight drop. If you understand what that means.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, that's straight drop. That right there.
Less steps than Brittany.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What we here talking about, Diddy? What you think about Diddy? And the reason I'm asking you is because, Diddy was accused of like grooming certain girls when they was young, coming up in the industry, and you was just talking about like the struggles of being a model and having to maneuver and like be respected from a business point of view. So like, what do you think? Like, because I guess what I'm trying to ask is what would make a girl go through something like what they say they go through and then still end up like I was just trying to give him the benefit of the doubt. It's like
I really don't. I don't pay attention to all of that because I'm more fixated on other things. I don't really pay attention to like what he's doing over there and what he has going on, and everybody has their own trauma. Everybody has their own experience in life. And so I'm really just focused on where I'm going. I really don't pay attention to what celebrities got going on, or unless we're talking about Mariah Carey or somebody like that, then I'll get interested. But if we're not talking about somebody like that, then it's like I really don't pay attention to all those, especially politics. I don't pay attention to really that either because I'm just so fixated on where I'm going.
Yeah. Well, my apologies. The only reason I asked is because I would think that because just say everything you got on your vision board is
Mhm.
just coming to fruition.
Mhm.
You're gonna be right there around these type of people. And
Mhm.
you might have to encounter some of these. So I was just assuming, which was bad of me to assume, but I was like, maybe she kind of know a little bit or look into it, because you may find yourself in one of them situations where you don't know.
Right.
So that's the only reason I asked though.
No, it's fine. I mean, I if I ever come across those particular situations where that's the typical Hollywood type of situation,
Yeah.
I don't, to be honest, I really don't know how I would take it, only because I'm at a stage in my life where I'm 20, so it makes sense to look out for those things
Mhm.
and to educate yourself about those things.
Yeah.
But I would only, like you were saying, like, you pray. So I would only pray that I would never have to come across something like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
and come across something like that while I'm on my journey.
Yeah.
That's because I've already come across some people who they try to play little games like that. Like recently, I just came across a situation where I met this person who was talking up a big storm, but he couldn't show no work for it. So he was telling me, he was like, well, you would look good in this little outfit, and we could take pictures of it. And because I had already did my research and I had already been around somebody who had went through that same, who was trying to, was trying to like show themselves off like a boss. Since I had already been through that, it was like, well, I already educated myself to this, so I'm just gonna let you talk. I'm gonna let you talk because you're claiming that you know these people. You're claiming that you're in a room with these people and this, and that, but you have no work to show for it. So right then and there, I was like, okay, I was just listening, and he kept saying, oh, I have this and I have that, and these are the clothes that I make, and this, and that. I went home and I was like, come on now, come on. Because I educated myself, and because I have my mother who had already been through the same occasion. Like she said, she was trying to get her career started, so she's been through the same occasion. So I'm grateful enough to have my mother already tell me what to look out for. So that's why I'm saying for me, yes, it really is. That's why I said she's like my Miss Tina. She handles the problems like that. And if I wouldn't have had her, I wouldn't have known what to look for. What to look for. I wouldn't have known what to look for. I would have been like, oh, you did, because he showed me magazines he did as well. And come to find out, that was a scam.
Allegedly, though.
Allegedly,
Right.
exactly. And that's
So
what
you
I've
gotta-
learned.
Where your name at?
Exactly. And then come to find out, this is not, you would think I'm talking about like a 20-year-old about in my age. No, this guy
35 or something.
older,
43 or something.
older, probably like in his 60s. And we got men like this, not all men, but men who like to play these games, especially with females my age.
Oh, no, the younger one.
Oh, they love
because
because
they think that we're naive.
Yes.
We're just now coming into this world
Yes.
of modeling and everything else, and
And
all
you're
these
willing
other
to
Dallas
do
models are
whatever
older.
for a position
Exactly.
that you want
They
this
know
so
what they
bad
do.
that you're willing to do
Mm-hmm.
the immoral things. I understand.
and sleep
too.
your way to the
The
top.
most
Yeah,
important
sleep your
thing
way to the
is
top.
Right.
to not go after everything,
Mm-mm.
after every
But I mean,
opportunity and stuff like
I
that.
never heard of a girl sleeping with a photographer and coming up.
Oh, you'll be
Ever.
shocked.
You'll be shocked.
You'll be
Oh,
shocked.
you have
Maybe
you'll
not.
have
the
a
You
cover
think
whole
all the
portfolio.
Playboy models got up in there? Easily?
Exactly.
Come on now. Come on now. Really?
Maybe not taking it
But
to the
just,
top,
just,
but-
just for the
Yeah.
just for the pictures or the editorials or the
Exactly.
headshots,
Mhm.
or just because he has a magazine
Exactly.
or he's working. Yeah, bro,
Yeah.
I
Or he
used
has
to
a lot of
do
likes on
that too.
Instagram.
I used to
I
do
ain't saying it don't
collections.
exist. I'm saying I just never heard like,
It
you know.
happens. It's
You don't
real.
hear
Well, if you
about
never
it.
heard it, you're hearing
But-
it today from me, okay? Because I've been there,
happened.
done it. It has happened, and it's happened. It's happened so many times, and that's why when you were talking about girls sleeping their way to the top and things like that, I don't put my opinions on it because, like you said, you could be at your lowest of lowest points. A lot of people don't have, like I have my mother who's already been through that experience. So a lot of people, they don't know how to cope with saying the word no because I feel uncomfortable or this is not for me or I have morals and standards. I struggle with saying no to a lot of people. I struggle so hard saying no. And it's so hard for me. Like I can't just dismiss myself. I feel like I have to engage in conversation and then it becomes weird. And then I'm like, okay, well,
No,
I
just tell
probably
him
should-
no. I'm gonna tell you, like, as a man, as a man that like do business, the way women react or come sometimes, like I have to be very careful because I know it kind of hostile for them.
Right.
So what I tell you as a man, always stand your ground. You don't have to come off as a quote unquote bitch, but moving away to be
Right.
respected.
Mhm.
Say
Right.
no.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And like I tell all of my friends that whether you doing modeling, podcasting, music, whatever you do, you make them feel like you're more important and that they need your
Right.
time.
Right.
Because I'm the type of person people be like, hey, yo, I'm trying to get in. I don't care if I got one appointment on the calendar for the whole month. I'm be like, man, I'm pretty booked up, man. I'm gonna try to squeeze you in.
Right.
Cause I gotta
Right.
make it seem like, yo, I'm a big deal. So
Right.
don't never hesitate to tell nobody no. Like I tell my daughter, like, don't lie for me, don't lie for your mama. Tell the truth.
Mhm.
And the truth will set you free. But that's good that you do have your mother. But I've had other models on the podcast, and some of them are real cool with, and we talking. They tell me like the stuff that they deal with, or people they'll hold their content hostage because they feel a certain type of way.
Exactly.
'Cause,
Right.
it's
Right.
crazy. I don't know, them the weirdo guys. I can't relate to them.
It gets
kid.
deeper than that too, brother.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
I've been in
I mean,
situations like
you can
that
you
too.
can book
Yeah.
somebody
Mhm.
like right now. I can book somebody to take my pictures. I only paid for you to take my pictures. I haven't purchased the rights to those pictures. He owns those pictures. That's his
Right.
camera.
Mhm.
Exactly.
That's his flash. That's what he does. I have to purchase this from you. But the thing is that we don't educate ourselves enough on business
Right.
because we see
There
the
you go.
lights.
Yeah.
And we see what we see.
Right.
What
Shock value.
Mhm.
whether it's shock value or it's something that you're just attracted to. You know what I'm saying? Social media programs are mine every day.
Mhm.
But it's just the information. It's just knowing what you have access to and what you don't. And again, a lot of people don't talk business. For
They
one,
don't.
Mhm.
they feel like we don't have the attention span to talk the business or understand terminologies and words and other shit. But
Yeah,
that's
'cause-
where you're supposed to have your finances together. When you don't understand, you hire a lawyer.
No, because people look at me crazy when I tell them put it in writing.
Right.
Mhm.
Like,
But even
you
like
gotta
today
get it
with
in
you,
writing.
even like today with you, going back to what she was saying,
Mhm.
you didn't call me last week and say, "Hey, man, I want to do a podcast. I want to do this. I want to do that, and I want to do this." You already had this booked. You already had it set up. You already had a vision of what you want to do. You called to see if I was available.
Mhm.
You see what I'm saying? That's the difference with a lot of people. A lot of people want to boast about what they've done or what they can do. And
Yeah.
in my experience as being an artist, everybody that talks that shit just ain't gonna do it. Because
Yeah.
the ones that do it, do it. You're not gonna know.
Mhm.
To
And
the
this
point
is
what she was
That's what
saying
I'm saying.
And
earlier.
this is where you
Yeah.
have to educate yourself. Sorry.
No,
This is
go
where you
ahead,
have to
go ahead.
educate yourself, because this is why you see a lot of performing artists, a lot of entertainment, because that's really what they are, entertainment. You be wondering, like such names I won't mention, darling, but but there are some
Real
people
classy.
in
Yes,
this
ma'am.
in this industry. You be wondering, okay, you got all this set up and you're supposed to be a performer. That means I expect you to have art. That means I expect you to come with a vision. I'm supposed to feel your art and understand where you're coming from when you make this music, when you make this I don't care if it's a drawing, right? Okay, well, the reason why I'm gonna use rappers today. Okay, I'm gonna use them. They're a good example.
I won't be offended at all.
No, I'm sorry. I didn't even know you. I'm sorry. I mean, I knew, but you're not. He's not bad, guys. He's not bad. But the rappers that you have today, okay, if you look at it, you're like, okay, so they've barely come out with a whole album. Name one album you can purchase that you actually went to. When's the last time you went to the store, purchased the album, and you like, dang, there's so many songs on that album I really like. You can't. Right?
No, I can't. I just have to think back. I want to say it was
Exactly, but you have to
Schoolboy
think
Q-
back.
Schoolboy
You have to think
Q.
back.
Yeah.
It was Schoolboy Q. Blank Face.
See, but you
What
have to
year
think
was
back.
that?
Right. What year was
That
that?
probably like 5-6 years ago.
See what I'm saying? Okay. So we're talking about
They stopped
modern
selling
times.
them.
So we're talking about modern times. Okay. So these artists make these songs and you're like, okay, but you're looking at the percentages. You're like, okay, well, your concerts, the people who's coming to your concerts, they not matching up with the art that you're trying to project. Like, for example, Beyonce, she did Renaissance. She did that by herself. She didn't have to feature nobody on that stage. It was just her. You know how many tickets she had sold out? So then you go back to the artists, these rappers, and you're like, okay, how did you get signed? How did you get signed to these deals and things like that?
Popularity.
Yeah,
Virality.
Exactly. But also, you have these rappers who they see a contract, they see $1,000, and they're like, "Oh, I'm gonna sign it. I'm gonna sign it just immediately because $1,000 is what makes me. It's supposed to be like this big deal, right? So they just take the contract and they signed it. but you didn't look at the whole contract. So now you stuck. Now you're stuck. You see what I'm saying? Now you're stuck in a situation where it's like, okay, you didn't read the contract, but you signed it for $1,000. So now I own you, basically. Now you're my product. And guess what?
That's
if you
just an advance.
Exactly.
Too.
That's just an advance.
That's not your money. That's
right. That's
right.
Borrowed
You
money.
got to recoup
Right,
it back.
that's
to
borrowed
the
money.
lady.
So you're spending money on fake chains. You're spending money on rented Lamborghinis and all this
Rented
other stuff.
jets.
But you want to get on live.
Airbnbs.
But you'll get on live and talk about all this you got, all this you have, and it's like, but okay, now the statistic, the logic ain't logicking. The logic is not logic.
I'm gonna tell you, as a
see where
person
I'm
who
going.
are like, I'm always like around a lot of like wealthy people. I'm gonna tell you, like, the way, like, they'll have a $4 or $5 million house and a drive a Nissan.
Yes.
Yes.
Like, what I tell them,
Uh-huh.
I'd be like, I spent $140 on these shoes, and to me that's cheap. $140 these days on shoes. They be like, I would never.
Right.
Yeah.
And the one pair that they
Exactly.
got that cost $200-$300, they done had them for like 10 years.
Years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
it's cool. You know how much it costs to rent a Lamborghini?
Yeah.
It's expensive.
Exactly.
$3,500 a
Exactly.
day.
But you got to pay that back because see, then
You
they
said
sign these
3,500 a day.
360.
$3,500 a day
You gotta
plus
pay that back.
insurance.
Right, you got to pay that back. You got to pay
Mileage,
And the
you gotta-
deposit.
Right,
And
you
the
got the video
deposit.
shoot
Trust
you got to
me.
make. You got the
Trust and believe. We know.
Right, you got all this stuff you got to do, and
That's-
it's like math.
It's
not
gonna round
mathing.
out to about $4,500, $5,000 a day
Yeah,
when you really doing the math to it, and that's
And I
just to
think you
rent
gotta
it.
do like a $700 deposit and stuff like that.
No, it ain't no $700 deposit. No, how much was that deposit?
It was like
For the years?
1,000.
Yeah, like
It's like
1,200.
1,000,
1,200
1,200
deposit for the years. That's just
Euros.
I never,
Yeah, that's just
I never
deposit.
rented them. I just got
Yeah,
friends.
I mean, look, I ain't trying to put I ain't trying to put nobody on
but
blast.
I find it
but-
so interesting
Okay.
because a lot of people who are in those, like you said, they have Nissans and things like that. And I'm just saying this because I work around people like that.
Mhm.
Just this past week, I got to go to the PGA, which is a big
I know.
Tournament.
tournament. Like these
Wow,
are
that's
professional
That's
golfers,
great.
right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, whoa, these
I know
these
what
are
the
these are
PGA is.
millionaire men. They not playing. But I was talking to my boss and I found it interesting because I was telling her the way that I look at it is when you're in a neighborhood that doesn't have much or they're not looking at it from a certain perspective, they always think that, for example, like walking, that's for the poor. Or, having
Mhm.
noodles, that's for the poor.
Mm-hmm.
But you look at PGA, they'll sit up there and eat noodles. They'll go walking and they got Lamborghinis in the driveway. And they don't mind going jogging with their little dog and they're walking.
And
but you
that
go
goes back to what he was
Mhm.
saying. Like, social
Yeah.
media got the whole world warped where you think
Yes.
like this is life. This is what it is. Like, you know how many girls I know that got bags but don't got the money in the bag,
Exactly.
Exactly.
or they'll tell you like
Making
I'm.
payments on the bag.
Yeah, or they be like, yo, I'm bougie, I'm this, I'm that. I expect a man to treat. Like, I literally had a girl like telling me one time, like, I expect this, I'm classy, I'm da 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 da. And then I was like, so why you got on the Michael Kors bag?
Right.
Right.
Which it ain't nothing wrong with the Michael
Right?
Kors
'Cause I got
bag,
a Michael Kors
but
bag.
don't,
Ain't
but
nothing
don't,
wrong
but
with
but
it.
but
Just
but,
the
but
way
what
you
I'm
said,
saying is,
Brett.
don't talk like I got to get you a coach,
Right.
and you
exactly.
wearing a Michael Kors.
Right.
On
Just-
God,
See?
none of
And-
that really matters, and I don't mean to cut you off,
No, no
but
problem.
from my perspective, and I'm gonna just speak the truth, for real niggas, that shit don't matter.
Mm-hmm.
If that toilet clean when I come to use your bathroom,
Right.
That matters.
that matters.
That matters.
If it don't smell like old house when I come in there,
Right.
that matters.
Exactly.
When you tell me I can go in the kitchen and get something to drink, when I sneak and look in them cabinets, if it's real pots and pans in there,
Uh-huh.
that's the type of shit I'm looking. Because at the end of the day, as a man, all that other shit is just for the internet. Because I just want to be fed real good,
Right.
Mm-hmm.
and I just want it to be clean. You know what I'm saying? But I come a part of the clean too. Yeah, I'm helping to clean too. But it's just far as my mental,
Right.
good food in a
it's-
clean house. That's it. That toilet is clean. That tub around them up. Ain't no ring around it, baby. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, it's real deal chemicals up under the kitchen sink. When you open
Right,
the thing
right.
up, it's real chemicals under there where the babies ain't supposed to go. See, yeah, that's something that that's a whole nother podcast. But
Right.
That's what we call
We
grown
needed that
folks right there. That's for grown folks.
yeah,
right
but I'm
there.
from the country though. It's only like 20,000 people in Nacogdoches.
No, but I was saying like on the basis of, like when you meet a girl, like that ain't necessarily the chick you looking for, but you're like, oh, let me strike a conversation, and like 2 minutes in the conversation, you like, damn, what did I get myself into?
Man, I ain't gonna lie. Like I'm saying, 10, 15 minutes into the conversation, I asked, could I go to the bathroom? She had a wash and dry in there with the hookup. I said, yeah, this might be a place that I could consider being. Because it's just certain things that, you know what, I don't want to go spend my money at the wash and tear. You know what I mean? But just to know she got a whole wash and dry in here, you know, she could be somewhat cleanly. She washed these clothes on a regular. You know what I mean? That means
I'm all about smells. When I
That's
walk in
what I'm
when I
saying.
walk in your house, it better smell like clean linen,
Or it
That's
better
what I'm
smell like
saying.
some
You know what I'm
good
saying?
food.
That's what I'm
Hawaiian breeze,
Now, what I
illusion.
find interesting is that a lot of these women they claim to be independent, but they be the same ones on Facebook saying their profile says looking for a relationship. I kind of, it's like
There's
it
no
gives
such
me
thing as
50 by
being
50.
independent.
No.
Yeah, but they want to be independent. You know, well, I don't know if they technically want to be independent because I don't know about you guys, but I wouldn't find it very relaxing having to work 24 hours a day, not spend time with my children, and you know just have to go to work all the time. You don't really get to connect with your children, really bond with them, and then I also have to come back and then have to stay on guard of what I need to look like, how decent I have to put myself together. That's a lot of work. That's a lot of work, especially my mother's a single mother, so I see it all the time. But had I had a male in the household like I did when I was younger, I could have seen both perspectives, which I did. I was blessed to see, but to a certain time that stopped, and then it was like, okay.
But that's why I don't understand when women be like, they could be doing it alone and not like that they doing it alone.
Exactly.
But then they be like, I'm not going 50-50 with.
But as a
And 50-50 is a just a phrase. It ain't like give me half of the rent. Like it don't have to be that. It's just
Yeah.
like we in this together. If we
Right.
together, we in this together.
Right.
But you got to think about it as young, like adults, especially, or like young kids with Black mothers. It's already instilled in us to be independent.
Yeah.
For Black women, especially,
I
because
agree.
Mm-hmm.
we're constantly in, like, literally, we're under lights 24/7.
We're always in some controversy. Always.
We
Yeah, but-
always have
but-
to
But
keep
see,
ourselves
I think
on
it's
top.
a false reality to say that because nobody is independent. Like you can say, I'm independent because I work and I pay all my bills.
Mhm.
But you got to depend on your employer to employ you.
Right.
Exactly.
Nobody is truly independent. The reason God made man and woman, whatever you believe, is because he didn't intend on us to do it alone. So when you go
Mhm.
against the grain in any situation, it's not going to be easy. Me having, you know what I'm saying, if I'm a single father, if she a single mother, it's going to be harder for us because that's not how it was set up to be.
And that's why a lot of
Exactly.
statistics, they say that it's very important to have a male and a female in the house. It's balance. It's not the female trying to outdo her male and let me see how many grocery bags I can carry in versus you. That's not what that's about. It's about stability. You look at Beyonce and Jay-Z, stability. You see what I'm saying? They may not always be perfect. No couple is perfect. She, you know, Solange may have had to do the 1-2 on the elevator, but you see how they came together, made 3 beautiful children, and they still on top because it's about working together, a partnership.
It's just a respect.
You know what I'm saying? It's a
One-
respect.
If you
yes.
cross a line and you reconcile, you got to be sure not to cross the line. And it got to be a matter of
Exactly.
respect.
Exactly.
It's
But I
about
don't blame
discussing
them. I don't
boundaries.
blame those women because the society teaches them that they have to go so hard.
Exactly.
There's no real role models of these type of, you know, colored women that we can look up to and say that these are the role models that we're supposed to follow. This is what I want to be after. Not saying that my mom doesn't do that, but I'm saying as far as a real role model, it's
Right.
all masculinity dominated.
Yes.
But see,
So
our
these-
parents was learning with us, though.
I know. But
They were
that's-
growing up with us, so they couldn't teach us a lot because they was learning it while we were growing, while they were growing.
You're right. But society itself puts these women at a disadvantage
Yeah.
because it's ran by men.
And it's
Mhm.
unrealistic.
And for them to be able to have the same type of level of respect or whatever we're looking at it as, she had to do something to get there. She has to be a
Exactly.
wife. She has to be a
Yeah.
concubine. She has to be whatever. She couldn't have done it on her own.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we're
and that's
looking
what
at
I
today.
call the Illuminati theory. It's like if I work hard and blow up, y'all know I worked hard and blow up, but the world gonna say when my little cousin or somebody died, oh, he sacrificed his cousin.
Right.
Like people can't believe that you just doing good, that you just worked hard,
That
that
you're
you just
doing
did. They think, yeah. And it's crazy.
Which
because-
goes back to your earlier conversation, sleeping with somebody to get to where you gotta go. A lot of those women, they didn't do that, and a lot of women did. And it's like, you can't be so hard. It's stereotypical. You know what I mean? Everybody comes from a different perspective in life. Everybody's different. Nobody's the same.
Yeah.
So it's like,
The goal was for Shawty to make it, right?
right, exactly.
That was
And
the
if we in the
goal.
same room together, that's all I'm
The
concerned
goal
about.
was for her to make it.
Right.
The goal was for her to be something that we can say, hey, she came from here. We know her. She's from this place.
Exactly.
She's
Yeah.
there now. At the end of the day, it's not our business what Shawty did in
No.
between this point and that point.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Because whatever she had to endure and at the opportunity that she was given, maybe that was something that she planned out and that she knows.
Well, also
Right.
people grow.
People grow.
I'm not the same. What you
Yes.
said the last time you've been here, you not the same person.
No.
So we gotta keep in mind
For
that
sure.
growth is inevitable. Now, whether it go forward or backwards is up to you.
Right.
But at the end of the time, I don't judge people off of what you did. I judge people on the motive behind what you did.
Right.
Why did you do that? You know, it's just like when people apologize because you mad. Did you apologize because you understand why I was mad, or did you apologize because I'm mad
Just
and you
'cause
don't
I'm
want
mad.
me to be mad?
Mad anymore. Right.
Yeah,
Right.
that's crazy, man.
No, but that's something that's real because that's a part of communication. That's another thing that our culture doesn't know how to do properly is communicate.
Mm.
Because you may raise your voice at me, I'm going to automatically think that you have something against me, and I have to, as a man, defend that. So I can't let you raise your voice at me. I'm going to raise mine back. Now we're both raising each other's voices. So one of us is going to get to a point to where this voice raising shit is not going to work anymore.
Me, I look
and it's
at
going
that-
to become physical.
Mm-hmm.
I look at that as passion, though.
But that's what I'm saying. But when we rewind it and we understand communication, maybe you were just passionate about what the fuck you were telling me. Maybe you felt like my interpretation of listening to you, I wasn't fucking listening enough.
Yeah.
Maybe my reaction, my face, you felt like so you had to raise your voice to subconsciously feel like you're getting your point across to me because I don't feel like I'm engaging you enough. But we don't understand that shit.
Yeah. Communication, I do understand because when I try to have conversations with males and females, it's like they listen to respond and not really listen to listen, and then they try to guess the point that you about to make before you make the point. It's just like, man, you wasting your breath at this point.
Like I learned being from Nacogdoches that I could never tell a Dallas nigga that his music sucks.
Oh no, a lot of them like I'm not gonna go there. Shout out Dallas and shout out all of the artists.
No, shout out everybody. Shout out everybody.
But I get what you're saying. You can't be critical of people because people just be in their
Some
feelings.
some people aren't critical enough to receive.
Right.
Mm.
They don't want to be.
It's received as trauma.
What's that called? I just had it in my. I forgot what I was gonna say.
I'm sorry.
No, you're okay. No, you're good. You was passionate about what you was talking
accountable?
about.
They don't want to hold themselves.
Nah, they don't want to hear like
criticism.
constructive criticism.
Yeah.
They don't want to hear that. They're like, oh, he's just picking at my music. He don't believe in me.
Critiques.
He hating on me. He don't want me to see. Like, sometimes you just gotta really just sit yourself down, shut up, shut all the voices off, and listen. Take everything in. It doesn't matter if this dude starts going on a rampage about all his horses and cows that he got on the farm. Take the informational stuff, store that, use that to grow. Because everybody that you talk to gives you a piece of knowledge, whether you notice it in the moment or not.
It's just like the drunk.
You're gonna look back.
It's like
on
the
it.
drunk that was in the hood. He was drunk, but he was really saying something.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
If you listen
Because
to him,
everybody comes from.
because you can
somewhere.
learn from somebody, even if they talking about something you know,
Yeah.
it may spark something in your brain you never thought about.
Mm-hmm.
So it's better to listen to people.
Cuz really telling you how to not get to where he at.
Yeah.
That's what he really telling. Most of them niggas at the liquor store on the corner telling you how not to get here. They just
Mm-hmm.
don't want. They just don't know how to articulately tell you. They high. And then too, I don't want to shame myself. I don't want to make it seem like I fucked up. But youngster, you don't want to be in this situation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
No, some
But
of them
that's how
I
it
tell
be.
you, they were like, see me, I fucked up. I lost
Yeah.
my wife, my kids, and
That's what my
Yeah.
podcast was based off of. Because, like I said, I went through like a couple of hard times, so I had to take a lot of Ubers and stuff, and then like buses and everything else. So I based it off of like meeting the different people that I would meet through my everyday going to work.
Mhm.
And I would ask them, hey, what's some advice that you would take or that you would want to know when you were 20? And like, or how is your life now? Or what would you do different to prevent from where you're at? They would be like, man, I would have do so much different things at 20. I would have went to school. I would have found me a good trade.
Mhm.
I would have never picked up that stuff. Like, it's just different things that you take from people.
No, because when
And
you
you learn about all their stories.
when you think about it, it's really crazy as hell to tell an 18-year-old you going to college and figure out what you want to do for the rest of your life.
Oh,
Yeah.
I had that in high school. Oh, in high school, they make college sound like it's just you must have it, you have to have it, or you'll never be nothing.
It's just
And I didn't go to college, and I'm like, I was looking because my mom made that clear. She was like, okay, either you're gonna go to college and we need to do this, or you're gonna get on what you need to get on. And thank God I was able to get on what I need to get on while I'm sitting here now.
Yeah.
But in high school, they have all these SATs and things like this. These
ACTs,
ACTs and things like
Star
that, where it's
test.
like you have
Oh my
to.
God.
College it's a must have. It's a must have. But they don't tell you about people who have not went to college. There's a lot of people who's even dropped out, still made it. You see what I'm saying? Like a lot of these billionaires, millionaires, a lot of them, they won't tell you, oh yeah, I didn't go to college, and I still made it out. I'm perfectly fine.
But
So it's like
that's an exception to the rule, though,
right.
because you got to have some focus.
Yeah.
You can't
And
be
discipline.
18
Out here
you just
wilding,
wanna
going
go to the
partying,
club
and yeah,
because
yeah.
you grown.
There's nothing wrong with partying.
Yeah,
There's
it's nothing wrong with
nothing wrong with
partying. I've been
partying.
there. That's why
I
I
be having to go out
I've been there.
sometimes, but I keep myself put up.
Yeah.
It's just not the vibe all the time.
Mm-mm.
I like kickbacks. I don't like to go out and
Oh, no.
and party.
Last kickback I went to, I almost went to jail.
And I say I don't know what kind of
Right.
kickbacks you go to and what kind of people you around. But
It was the people I was around.
Like
I would have
like
never been there.
sophisticated kickbacks.
If it wasn't for them, I would have
Yeah,
never
that's
been there.
the difference.
brunch. Like I used to do mimosa Mondays every Monday,
That's
and I'm
the
making
vibe right there.
shrimp grits,
Mhm.
mimosas, good music, good environment. Like that's my type thing. Like the only reason I go out is to perform,
Mhm.
to network.
Mhm.
The whole time I'm in my head, like, man, I wish I was making love to my bed. The whole time, like I don't want to be there.
Right.
And sometimes I might have a headache. I'm like, damn. But you gotta stay consistent with what you're doing. But
Mhm.
when the older I get, I just want to be at the crib. Like find me something cool to watch. I cook a lot. I do private chefing and catering and stuff like that. So I'm always
Private
cooking. Me and my daughter she been on me about the dumplings. I make dumplings, but she like that.
Okay.
The dough. You make the dough from scratch and all of that stuff. Yeah, it's a
Mhm.
process, but
Mhm.
that's my comfort zone.
Okay.
So like even in today's world, like you say, some people the exception to the rule. I'm the man that I'm not probably gonna let you even come in the kitchen.
Okay.
Like I'm a cook and just leave me alone.
Yeah.
I don't need help with nothing. Just stay out of here because that's my place of peace.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna smoke. I'm gonna cook. I'm gonna sip the champagne. My daughter gonna ask me a million questions. It's cool, but I'm okay with that. But I know that's like not traditional. So it'll always be like
Yeah.
the person who will see the girl taking out the trash and be like, why she taking out the trash? Because I do everything else.
Right.
That's why she taking out the
Like,
trash.
what's going on
Yeah.
here?
Like, don't try to put your gender roles on us.
Right,
like,
right.
I move a little different out here, but
One day, bro, you gonna see a video. Either it's gonna be on Instagram, TikTok, or wherever you watch your socials at 65 or 70. But one day you gonna see a video and say, "Today we're gonna show you how we make my dad's chicken and dumplings."
yeah,
Right,
for sure.
exactly.
That's what it.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of it.
Yeah. And she already in that. We've already did videos.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
That's what's gonna stick.
We've
bro.
already did
Right.
videos.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because she gonna feel like she gotta share this with the world or whoever she's sharing life with at that moment. And
Yeah.
nigga, this my daddy chicken and dumplings.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, you ought to see her do her little makeup tutorials on TikTok. She was like, she got a face treatment routine or whatever. I'm talking, she 9, but she just be honest, bro. I was in Sephora the other day. She just walking around. I was like, Aubrey, like, what are you looking for? Like, because a lot of this stuff is high, and you only got a budget of this much,
Right.
But it's just,
Being
It's-
a girl
it's
is very
good.
expensive.
yeah,
Yeah.
like.
Very.
It is, but I love it though. Like a lot of people look at their kid as a burden, and me, I just like I love every minute of it. Like even if I gotta like chastise you or discipline you in some type of way, it's cool because I know you gonna remember that. Because
Mhm.
when I remember my mama. That's why when he was talking about when he walk in the girl house, I remember walking in certain girls' house and I was like, "This ain't it," and my mama would yell at me
My
for
mama-
being here.
Yeah.
And that's when I keep it real and tell them like, hey, you gotta treat yourself,
My mama
to a
would
certain
approve of
standard.
this.
Exactly.
My mama would not approve of this.
Be telling her at the door.
Looking around.
Oh, I got a mama question before we get out of here, and before we, everybody got to do their little promotion and stuff because we wind down.
Okay.
Okay. Have you ever disapproved of somebody she dated and was right about it, but you didn't push the issue because you didn't want to?
That part.
Okay.
I didn't push the issue. I had my doubts, and so I made those clear to her. And I remember something my mom told me when in my teen years. I can give you all the wisdom I got, but it's up to you how you gonna use it. So you either gonna hear me when I tell you something, or you gonna do what you want to do and suffer the consequences. Because like my mom says, she right anyway. But your mom usually ends up being right. So I didn't want to come across as I know what I'm talking about because I'm your mom. I've been there. I done that. So I just gave her some pointers to look out for. What we call red flags. And not only did I just say it, I showed her where men are talking about these same topics. So you don't think it's just my opinion. You hear men telling you that this is what this is. That is what that is. And I'll just sit back and be quiet. It made me nervous, but yeah, I ended up being right.
And that's why I tell my friends and family, I say, look, I want to be wrong. Like, hopefully I'm wrong. Like, hopefully you prove me wrong. Hopefully nothing right. But most of the time, people got to learn the hard way. You got a few people because when you're young, you got this sense of feeling like I'm younger, I'm smarter, I'm sharper. I'm not going to make the same mistakes.
Right.
And then it's like, man, they was right. Like, I remember my friend telling me about my baby mama. He was like, it ain't gonna work. And I'm thinking, I'm like, man, fuck you, bitch.
Right.
You don't want it to work.
Right now.
But now looking back, it's like he was right. He saw something that I was overlooking because we in denial and we try to give people the benefit of the doubt. Yeah. And it's like I try to be that person to actually learn from my mistakes. Like we were saying earlier, like he go back and look at old podcast footage. I look at old because we trying to be better. We trying to. You can't think I'm good enough.
Right.
You're good enough to do something, but you're not good enough to do what you want to do, or else you be doing it.
Right. Exactly. You'll already be at the top. Yeah. And that's something I also tell Shanti a lot about. Like we have a lot of conversations where we're just being honest with each other, and I'm giving her from my experience, and I make it known to her like the whole point of me supporting you is for you to be better than what I was. I know that's such a blanket statement, but what that really means is I already saw your potential when I had you. And in my mind, I was going to make sure that you are molded in a certain way so that you can accomplish those things. Now, if you don't step out and at least try, I'm going to feel like I failed. And I don't like feeling like that. I'm one of those people that once I set a goal to something, I'm going to do it. Whether it's her on my hip and we moving to Texas when she's 3, because I was only 22, then that's what we're going to do, and we're going to make it happen. So with her, my whole goal was when I moved her down here, I already see potential in you. I know you're just a baby, but I'm about to mold you in a way that as you grow up, you're going to turn into a young lady that's going to turn into a role model, and you're going to be successful at what you do. Now, however we make that happen, then that's just how it's going to be. Because as a mother, I got to make it happen.
Yeah, a lot of that by example, by you leading by example. Because what I do is I try not to be too preachy with my daughter. I try to show her this is how men interact with women. This is how you interact professionally. This is how you interact when you just leisure. Like I try to show her that as an example. Like normally, like most podcasts, I got like a big bottle and we passing and like I already be in there.
Oh, I drink at home.
Yeah. But the thing is because I know she's looking at everything. Right. I have to be more particular about how I'm presenting myself.
Exactly.
And it's like I can't really tell you, oh, don't do as I do as I say, because we know that never worked. That was one of them phrases that never, ever worked. So it's like I try to show her. Even when I drink, I say, this is how you socially drink. You see nobody argue, nobody did this, X, Y, Z. Right. So it's like you got to find a balance. And you being the example for her helped her out a lot. Like,
yeah.
So
I just got one interjection.
Yeah.
Restroom.
Do your, like you already promote. Do you got anything else you want to promote real quick?
Talking Texas, man. County Road Keg featuring Young Al from Houston, man. Black Diamond Entertainment, man. It's a video out, YouTube, Apple Music, wherever you stream music, wherever you listen to music, check it out. County Road Keg, Young Al, Talking Texas. Chim Chan.
All right, we're going to pivot to Tatiana, man. Tell them about the Empire, what you got going on, what you got to offer artists who need to tap in.
I'm an artist manager, talent manager. I have a partner deal with GT Digital Distribution and Empire, and I can get your music across the world.
All right.
Yeah, so that's a good reason to tap in. What you got going? What you got up? What they need to tap into?
Basically, I just model right now, and I do nails. I'm working on a clothing brand. That was my little secret, but I'm gonna let y'all know.
I saw you do Jamie nails the other day, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, that's my G right there. That's my dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I do nails. You can find that at pinkdenero_ on Instagram. That's like literally my whole face, my whole business. Everything's there. Yeah, that's it.
What you got coming up?
Right now my birthday's coming up, so I'm turning 21. In about a few days, August 5th. So that's really what I got going on. But I'm a model as well, and I also do like video type modeling as well, as far as like music videos and things like that. I try to expand my social media and expand my promotions and things like that. So you can follow me at 2cute2care_ right now. I gave you all the basics already, but you can follow me on there and see all the work I've done.
See, I would give you my opinion. I really would, but I know you too cute to care.
No, please.
No.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
I was serious.
No, I take opinions. I try to take them from anybody older than me. I think that's so important at the age I am right now. So if you got any opinion, please don't hold it back.
I know. I was just a pun on the title because I really ain't know to call her because I honestly don't remember what she said her real name was. I just call her Pink Money in my head.
Bree.
Yeah, I heard the Bree when she said it, but I didn't remember. I'm horrible with names.
My real name is Gabrielle.
Gabrielle.
But I go by Bree.
My daughter name is Aubrielle, and
Really?
she like to go by Bree, but I don't call her that because it's too many Brees I didn't
Bree
like.
is my modeling name because my whole family knows me as Gabrielle, Gabby, or Buttons. So
Buttons?
I was like, it's either Gabrielle or Bree.
Buttons.
But I was just so tired of hearing Gabby all the time. Like,
See, my dad's side of the family called me Skooky.
no,
Oh my.
For real, Skooky.
that's okay.
I used to hate it for years, but
Yeah.
R.I.P. my grandmama. I love Skooky now. Like, yeah, I can't escape it. It's like even the little kids, they could have been just started talking. It's Skooky. So yeah,
that
it's the
sounds easy to
Skookster.
pronounce.
Mom, you got anything you want to add? You want to leave us with some words of encouragement, real quick?
Well, like I say, I'm just mom, so I'm just helping.
You're not just mom.
You're not just
Well,
mom.
according to Shanti, when I have to do her hair and everything for her video shoots and everything, I turn into Miss Tina. And then when we have to do all of our business and I have to look over her contracts or whatnot, go over and see if that's what she should participate in or not, then I'll become Kris Jenner. I don't know.
Yeah.
She didn't make me.
That's my role model, Kris Jenner.
Really?
Yes.
Well, she swear that's who I turned into after Miss.
Your hair too long. It's too late. I don't think you can pull out the Kris. And you don't look like a ghost, so
It's the
Nah,
mentality.
Well, thank you.
It's the mentality.
Yeah,
it's
business
It's
minded.
the business minded.
Professionalism.
Yeah.
But
We had this conversation the last time.
we
Look,
did.
she about to go hard.
Look,
for
we
Kris.
had the
Don't go for
conversation.
Kris.
Look, we had the conversation, but hey, like you just gotta think. We was talking about morality earlier,
welcome
so
back.
Kris Jenner, she could sacrifice some wars that other people might not be willing to do.
Yeah.
I mean, but you don't know what the business is, and you don't know what.
No,
they
you talking
agreed
crazy.
on.
Look, I got a sex tape. I want you to market it for
right.
me.
She said we about to capitalize
I
on
forgot
that.
about
You
the
gonna do
whole-
this? You
Yeah.
gonna make
Yeah,
money off of it.
we gonna make some money. It's me
Kim
and
is an icon.
two well-known Dallas females.
We love
We're gonna make
we
it
love
pop.
Kim.
They already wrote off on it.
All right.
Look, he really pitching
Okay.
something right now.
I'm serious. You gonna do it?
Yeah.
Man, I ain't about to show nobody, man.
No, for real. Let's go in. Let's
No. I'm playing. Please don't hack my Google
Making
Drive.
your way to the top. See?
No, I would never sleep my way to the top. I would charm my way to the top.
I think that's a lot of guys. They have to
On
gift
my
the
way.
gab.
Yeah.
I think that charm come with a whole lot of charming.
But see, if you can charm and you have the backing that you need, then you'll be okay. So you can't just talk and can't show.
That's what
You
I was
just
gonna
can't
say.
do that. You can be respected if you can show what you're talking.
Charming comes with just doing it.
Right.
That turns her on a whole lot more with you just doing it.
That's a
You
whole
know she
different ball
want.
game.
You know she want to be a model. You know she want to do this. You know she want to do that. All that asking and book it, nigga.
Right. Just
Book it.
don't play in nobody's face.
See, yeah,
You
like
can
if
be
I
honest.
date,
Book it and send the ticket.
Like
and
if
we
I
talking
dated
about
a
business.
model-
We not because we know
Yeah.
nowadays if you sending tickets, we know they're getting you for trafficking. We
Oh,
only
man.
sending tickets for shoots.
That's what we have to look out
Okay.
for. In
Shoots is
modeling,
business.
too.
Oh, serious. You can't
Oh, yeah.
you can't tell no young man that he look cute and hey, I'll fly you out to wherever. You can't tell him that. Just like we can't tell no, hey, baby, I want to take you to dinner. I'm gonna fly you out to Texas. Nah, that's
Right.
trafficking now. You're going to jail.
Let's have a
Okay.
business meeting. I'm gonna send you a ticket through my company. It'll be waiting
all
there.
talk,
for
but
you.
no
it'll be
work
an
to show
invoice.
for it.
Send your email.
That's what we go through all the time as models. We go through that all the
Have
time.
my attorney send
all
over the
talk,
contract.
but no work to
Yeah.
show for it.
No, I was gonna say, if my girl was a model, I would let her be as creative as she want to be, but I'd just be like, I'll find her, I'll pay for him, I'll set up the thing, so we ain't got to worry about it. Because when it's a dude in play, see the problem is that most models they be insecure, so they don't want to be
Yes.
around. They don't want to be in it. Me,
They
I'm
don't
like,
want you to go
I'm
to
like,
certain things. They don't support you like you think.
Yeah.
they
yeah, I'm
would.
gonna be at the shoot like, nah, it's cool. You can,
Like
you
at
can take
the
out the bra
beginning, it's
now.
cool because they're like
Yeah,
at the beginning,
because
they're
he ain't
telling
gonna
you they
take
will
it too far.
support you.
Right.
Like they're like, yeah, I'll support you. You do what you do. Then you start getting
That's
more
what goes into the
advanced
Once you get
relationship.
modeling
higher,
gigs, and they're
Yeah.
like, I don't want you around
Once
all them
they see
niggas.
you're up
You ain't
here,
supposed to be there.
they're
Da, da, da,
down
da.
here.
You ain't making enough money. They'll
Yeah.
start hating on your money and everything. You can make more than
Nah.
him,
And I
and,
think
now
it's-
he's mad.
I think it's more important because that's similar to how I started. I had my boyfriend managing me, and that's exactly what happened. So
Yeah.
that's why I tell Shanti, it's fine if you're
Mhm.
dating somebody and he supports you, but don't make him your manager.
Exactly.
You go hire a manager. You
Mhm.
get
Yeah.
somebody who's not looking at you as his girl and his property.
Mhm.
You get somebody that sees a business and that wants, because he get paid when you get paid. If he
Mm-hmm.
got that mind frame, then you're going to deal with somebody who's more focused on what the goal truly is and not the fact that other guys are looking at her. You
It takes you back to that
out.
relationship.
Can I get
Once
some
again,
snaps, Frank? Can we get
360.
some poetic snaps from
1, 2,
everybody?
3.
All right, guys, yeah, we run out of time. I might gotta run this back because I like the people here, man. Great conversations. It was good. I'm back. We about to keep working. I'm definitely gonna have y'all back again sometime. You know,
Cool.
these they second time being here. First podcast, y'all did great.
First.
Good job.
Yeah, I
I
was trying not
appreciate
to
it.
say nothing controversial. I don't need nobody
Yeah.
attacking me on the internet.
I
Please
was
don't
thinking
come
about
for
that
me.
on the way here.
That's
I was
what's
like,
thinking
I don't
over
want to
my
say
head.
anything,
I'm
but
like,
I'm
don't
like,
attack
forget
me.
that. I'm gonna just be myself. If
Yeah,
I got
those be
something
the
to
best
say,
reels,
I'm gonna
though.
say
Those
it.
be
And
the
if y'all
best
don't
reels.
Yes,
agree,
the ones that we've
Then you
taken from
don't
the
agree.
podcast, those be the best
I
reels.
just
like
don't
me
like
and
being
Miss Jenner.
stuck. Yeah.
Got 800 views.
I know that's right.
I
Real
just
quick,
don't like
that's
being
for you,
stuck
Chris.
mid conversation, especially if it's something I'm passionate about. Because when I get stuck, people be like, "Oh, she not really saying that." Like, you know, she
Mhm.
thought you thought you ate because you didn't. Like that's
You know, and that's what my job come to see that. Oh, let me save her.
Right.
Block.
Switch this out real quick. Can I say one more thing?
Yeah. Close us out.
So I just want to say happy birthday, Shanti, even though I know it's not today, but I'm going to say happy 21st birthday. This was a birthday surprise.
Yes, thank
so
you.
Thank you and your team.
Thank
for
you so
having
much.
us.
Thank
This is her
you.
first podcast.
When is the actual? When your birthday?
August 5th.
August the
Monday.
5th.
Yes, Monday.
We dropping the podcast Monday, August 5th for the birthday. I'll have it edited tonight. I swear to God. Serve It Up podcast. Thank y'all. Y'all be blessed.
All right.